Hello and welcome back to this short video where I'd like to share a little trick with you, which I personally love and I think it's quite helpful simply to organize your data structure a little bit better. So you can currently see that we have one measure created in the last video, which is this total sales. Now this total sales measure is appearing in the sales table. The reason for this is because we right click on the sales table and selected new measure. And if you do it this way, then the measure gets created within this table. The same is true for other tables. So if you right click on the products table and say I'd like to create a new measure, then this measure would appear in the products table after you have calculated it. So what I personally like is I like to have one table which contains all my measures, because depending on how many measures you want to create and how complex your model is, you might have a lot of measures. And you can structure them simply putting all of them in one table. And this is what I like to do. I like to create a so-called measures table. And in order to do this, what I will do is at first I go under home here in the ribbon, and under home there's the option to enter data. We talked about this briefly, simply if you want to add manual data. Now what we need is we need an additional table which we can use for our measures. So that is why we simply click here and create a so-called dummy table. Now for this dummy table I simply put in a 1 here, it doesn't matter what you put inside, and then you name this table. And here I could name it measures like that, but then it would be measures number 2, because measures already reserved as a keyword for a table. So that is why I simply call this my measures. Okay, measures. Now if I click on load, I just need to wait a few seconds, and then you will see under the fields list that there will be a new table, and this new table will be called my measures, and there it is, this one here, right? So this my measures currently contains one column, which is our dummy column. We had to create at least one column to create this table structure here. Now what you can do is you can click on the measure, and you see if you select the measure, then there will be additional here, 2 additional ribbons here, and if you go to under the measure here itself, if you select measure tools, you find the home table. And this home table allows you, if you click on it, to select a different kind of home table. So where you want to put this measure. So instead of having the sales table, which is currently selected, I'd like to click on my measures. And if you do this, you'll see that the total sales now simply gets put up there into the My Measures table. Now, if you now right-click on the column number 1 here, and then you say, I'd like to delete this, because the dummy column was only relevant to create the table itself. But now you can delete it because you have the measure in this table. Click on delete. And this means that now we have a table which only contains measures, in this case our total sales. And now what we do is we can do a little trick. And this little trick works the following. You can currently see you still have here a table icon. But if you now shrink this field list, so you hide it, and then you open it again, click on it again, you see that now the symbol here has changed for this measures. And if you open it, you see that there's your measure inside. Now the My Measures here, the measure table, will always be on top, and it will also always have this little calculator icon. So this is a little trick which I like to share with you, how we can structure the model or the data, the field list here for you. Because now you can right click on this measure and always create your new measures inside this table. And this would mean that all the measures you create in the future will be in this measures table. So it's not required, it's just one little trick I like to share with you here because I personally like the structure. Okay? So just in case you want to use it, then feel free to use it. And beside this, in case you have not done it so far, please click on Ctrl S or press the save button up there, simply to save your model at least one time, right? Okay, so that's it for this video. Hopefully that was helpful, and hopefully you can use this in your future Power BI projects. As always, thanks a lot for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Until then, best guys.